What is up, everybody? We got a lot of Madden NFL 23 information to go over today. I'm going to give you guys the 23 things you need to know in the least amount of time possible because it's a lot, and I want to give it to you guys in a little bit. Starting off with number one, the game's official release date. We've learned it now. It's August 19th. Early access is August 16th. You get 3 days of early access as opposed to the 5 it used to be. But instead of a 10-hour trial, it's unlimited time. So 3 days, unlimited time instead of 5, 10-hour trial from August 16th until August 19th, the game comes out. Number two that you need to know about Madden 23, Escape Artist has been nerfed immensely. It has not been taken out the game, but just about. Escape Artist is not even a superstar ability in Madden 23. It is an X Factor now. So you got to think that some quarterbacks like Lamar Jackson and Russell Wilson, they're going to have that. But on top of that, the X Factor Escape Artist has been nerfed from what it used to be in Madden 22 since it was so game breaking. And since it's only an X Factor, you're only going to have it until it gets taken away. And Escape Artist will be harder to keep because of number 3 on our list. Containing quarterback logic has been improved in Madden 23. So they basically improved the disengagements, they're saying. So they tuned the AI and basically gave them more of a sense of how to contain the quarterback, because quarterback contains have been the same for how many years in the past few Maddens, and hopefully this works out because quarterback contains, they just didn't really feel realistic in the past couple of years, the way they worked and the way the guys would just be stuck in a certain rush lane. It was weird. It was robotic, and it did not work for the most part, especially when you had the Escape Artist. So even with these fast quarterbacks like Lamar Jackson, when they try to break the pocket, if you contain, hopefully that works out. Number 4 that you need to know is that pass rushing has been improved in general. Quicker get-offs for all pass rushers is now something that'll be added on. So, pass rush is something that never truly impacted a lot unless you had abilities. So, hopefully this means that, if you don't have abilities, that you can still rush the passer. It says there's new animation for both blockers and pass rush during their battles, resulting in the pocket forming more naturally while also collapsing faster. And that leads me to point number 5. There's new pass blocking mechanics in the game. We'll see how that all works out, right? I feel like some of this stuff is the same stuff they always say, so I'm not going to spend too much time on it. But what I'm hoping all of this is hopefully you can have more pocket presence. I feel like pocket presence is something that got killed off in the past couple of games. It's less important to have a good pocket and be able to step up and run, because a lot of times people would shed off really quickly and get you if you try to step up with a quarterback unless you had Escape Artist. So hopefully this means that if you are a smart player and you can stay in the pocket and have good pocket presence, know to step up, that you can make plays. Because it says these guys will stay in their pass rushing lanes. Rush lane integrity is something that's in the game. So I'm hoping that's what that means, as well as, if you try to get that pass rush going, they will go up. Number 6 that we have to talk about is this skill passing that's in the game. I'm honestly not going to spend a lot of time talking about the skill-based passing. We kind of had this a couple of years ago. It was called target passing in Madden 17, and that system flopped. I'm looking forward to seeing what they're going to do here, but I'm not going to spend too much time talking about it. But it's kind of like that, where you can place the ball in certain windows. Basically, the way it is you throw the ball and like some little circle shows up and you try to aim it in the window, which sounds like a lot of work to do in a little amount of time. You're trying to read the defense, read the pass rush. You throw the ball, it's like, oh, where do I put it? You got to move the left stick and the right stick. It's a lot, man. It's a lot. And you can control the throw power in this thing as well. Like freeform passing, it's called. You get the pinpoint. I don't know, man. Passing meters. There's a lot of stuff here, and I don't want to spend too much time on it. I'm not sure it's going to work. It's something I cannot talk about unless I play more, but I mean, you guys are going to hear a lot about this skill-based passing. It sounds cool. I'm not trying to sound pessimistic at all, but I just need to have a hands-on experience to talk more about it. But hopefully it works, because it is nice to put the ball wherever you want it, because sometimes these quarterbacks, it just feels like, they got a mind of their own sometimes. So number 7 on our list is new cut stick running using the left trigger. As we all know, the right trigger when, controlling a ball carrier is the turbo button. Left trigger is slow down and make moves, but it's been precision moves the past couple of years. But now they kind of fine-tuned it. We'll see how that works out. Not going to spend too much time talking on it because I feel like this is something they talk about every year. So will it be something real? I don't know. We will see. Number 8, face of the franchise. Now starts you off in your 5th NFL season. You get to play with a quarterback, a wide receiver, a running back, a cornerback, or a middle linebacker. And you start off in a 1-year prove-it contract with any team. I guess you can choose what team you want, and all these new the field sense it's called helps face of the franchise feel more authentic based on the position you'll play, and we'll talk a little bit more about that later. But yeah, that's interesting. You get weekly activities and training in between games, while Madden ratings adjuster Chad Johnson guides your career development no matter what thing you pick by providing you ratings updates as you strive to get to 99, road to 99, whatever, man. You play face of the franchise. Let me know what you think about that. Number 9, the yard is back. So anybody who's happy, likes to play the yard, congratulations. It's the same thing, 6-on-6, backyard inspired football. Do it in the hottest gear. Fully integrated in face of the franchise, so you can kind of mix and match your face of the franchise with your the yard guy. Number 10, Superstar KO is also back. Same thing, fast co-op eliminator. X Factor abilities are always on. Play short games in unique stadiums with dynamic rules, icons of football culture. So Snoop Dogg or whoever else, Lil Yachty that they always have might be back. Number 11. This is an interesting one. Playbooks have been simplified. They've been nerfed almost. So this is very interesting that they have shrunken playbooks in this year's Madden offense and defense. Apparently, they brought in an anonymous NFL coach who chose to be anonymous, and they asked him, what he felt about playbooks and all that. And he said there was just too much in there. There was too many concepts that teams would not run offensively and defensively. So basically, they shrunk offense and defense. Like, they took out a lot of plays. So, Or plays that were only run a handful of times, it says. So it says for Madden 23, we'll be focusing on the core plays and concepts each NFL teams use the most, which will result in more concise and slightly smaller playbooks. And there's going to be more information on that later. Same with defense, where, they're going to try to make defensive sets look the same for the most part. It says our 3-4 and 4-3 under sets, players will notice most of the plays available will show a single high safety middle of the field close looks. And there's also, it also says they added cover 2 invert trap blitzes that will look like cover 1 and cover 3 to help back up their zone coverage improvements, which we will talk about in a moment. Actually, we'll talk about part of it right now, since I have this list kind of out of order. Number 12, no more confusing match and normal zone coverages. So when you would pick, cover 3 match, I think that's pretty obvious that that's a match coverage. But some people don't know that cover 4 show 2 and 3-5 is also a match coverage. It's hard to understand that. So what Madden did to try to help people not get confused about, wow, why is my guy not covering him? Not realizing that cover 4 show 2 and 3-5 is match. There's no indication that it is. You just have to play the game and figure it out. So you can take off match coverage. So basically what you see in the play art is what you get. Or when you could put on match, and you just have to know what plays are match, and if it is a match play, it will match. And if it's not, then it's still not going to match. So that's a pretty cool one, I feel like. I feel like for a lot of people that play the game, like even people that play Madden a little bit, like it's hard to know all the plays that match and all of them that don't. So you don't want to deal with it? Then don't. Anyways, let's see. Number 13, let's talk about some franchise mode. NFL free agency has been revamped, and a lot revamped. So now players, I feel like some of this is the same stuff that they've talked about they've had before, but it's new logic, I suppose. So it says that free agents will think about going to a team depending on a lot. Whether you have a franchise quarterback, whether they are an award winner, it might affect their value, and they might want to play on a Super Bowl contender. They might want to play on a team with a mentor. They might want to go to a city that has no income tax. That's something there. Playing close to home is one of them, which I'm assuming is hometown and not like college. So all of that, little nuances that you got to pay attention to with free agency. And Also, with free agency, it says, I believe during the first round of free agency, you can only negotiate with 5 people at once during the early stages. There's 4 new preset contract offers you can send to a player friendly, team friendly, neutral, or max offer. All pretty cool. I feel like NFL free agency or in franchise mode, it's been due to be updated, and hopefully it works out well. I'm looking forward to it, man, because I play the online franchise a lot, and the free agency in that one felt like it could use a revamp, so I'm looking forward to seeing how that works out. Number 14 on this list, trade logic for the AI revamp, so they respect superstar players more and dev traits more. Hopefully that works. I don't know if it will. Number 15, scouting will get worked on again. I put it like that because they added the new scouting in Madden 22 about a month in, the new scouting feature, which was cool, but it didn't really work the way it was supposed to. A lot of it was, kind of, I don't want to say half-assed because I know they worked on it hard, but it just didn't feel like it hit. It didn't hit the way it was supposed to. It just didn't hit. So this year they're going to try to make it hit. They got... They're going to try to improve the logic of it. They're going to try to make deeper draft classes for the AI stuff. And apparently you can see, 3D models of the players. So, I don't know how much that'll help. But you see, is he, is this wide receiver, got a pudgy belly there? Maybe we don't draft him. I don't know, man. But that's something there. Number 16, new defensive back versus wide receiver interactions for when you're using wide receivers and defensive backs. I'm not going to dive into this a lot. It sounds cool. It's just something that I don't think it's going to affect somebody unless they're playing team play or they're playing face of the franchise. But there's new get-off moves for wide receivers, new jam moves for defensive backs. I feel like they add this into the game every couple of years. Number 17, new mid-air knockouts on passes. Also something I feel like they add every, biannual or something like that. But you can, hit wide receivers in midair, which sounds borderline illegal given the way today's NFL plays. But that's something I'm not going to really spend too much time on because I don't know what it's going to do. I don't know if it's going to make too much of a difference. Number 18, new piling in animations, new tackling. You can affect the plays. And once again, I feel like this is something that they talk about every year where it's they're trying to improve the logic for tackling, especially when there's multiple tacklers involved, and if you push the pile, momentum, something that they're always fine-tuning. It's a feature that they have, so I will mention it. Number 19, this is where we get some pretty interesting stuff about zone coverage. I kind of put the match and zone thing kind of random in this list, but number 19, drift logic for zone defense, and I put in my notes, good or bad, because it sounds good on paper, this drift logic for zone coverage. So basically, it's if someone is playing, let's say, 10 yards up and there's a drag that's a 3-yard drag. At some point, the guy is going to crash to the drag instead of staying disciplined to that 10-yard window. And also, if someone is trying to run PA crossers, basically, and that third crosser is 20 yards up and there's nothing else to play. Supposedly, the defender that's in that 10-yard window doing absolutely nothing will react and try to cover that crosser. So it says, the defender will recognize a receiver approaching his zone sooner, plaster in coverage as he crosses his face and not get beat underneath. Players told us that third window crosses were too consistent. And, apparently it sounds good, but it also sounds exploitable. So it's something I'm going to have, cross my fingers and hope for the best, but also won't be surprised if this ends up being crazy for the game in a bizarre way than a great way. Number 20, zone animations have been changed. Zone locomotion has been changed would be the fancy way to say it. It says in these notes that the Madden 23 defenders will backpedal, flip their hips, strafe, look for the ball more smoothly, more athletically, and more realistically. I don't really have too much to say about this. It sounds cool. I hope it works. There's a chance that this means that zone coverage will be automatically the way to go. A lot of people like to play zone, but it leads to where zone can either be really OP or really trash. So we'll see which way that logic shifts. But it is interesting. I always like to hear new animations being added to the game. So a lot of this stuff, like, they're working on gameplay stuff. When you put John Madden on the cover, you can't play around. You got to improve the gameplay. You got to make it look like football, because that's what John Madden wanted. That's why John Madden started putting his name on football games. So a lot of this is good. Number 21, new end zone coverages. So, especially the deep halves, the quarters, the outside thirds, middle thirds, in the end zone, they kind of derped out. Like, Madden says in their notes that there was little logic adjustments when they were running their coverage in the end zone. So now it says defenders squeezing down on routes, breaking on the inside, disregarding underneath, and they'll outside deep zone defenders stay outside and sit on those breaking third window crossing routes. So, I mean, they're really saying in a fancy way, like, we need to stop PA crossers, because that stuff kind of killed us in Madden 22 with escape parts. Like, they're really trying to do their best, which kudos to them. So, yeah, not much to say about that. Hopefully it works out well. Number 22, more signature animations. They added signature animations for some of the game's best players. I don't know. This is specifically celebrations. That's what it seems like from their notes, that it's just celebrations and all that. We'll see. I don't think people have, like, signature moves with the ball in their hands and stuff like that. We'll see. I think that's what it is, though. And then finally, number 23. This is just a fun little one that they put in the notes. Injuries have been updated. And this pretty much only applies for offline, by the way, or online franchise, because you're not going to get injuries like playing mud. New injury animations have been added to players while standing and running. We've had new animations in the trenches. When injuries happen, the immersion isn't broken by seeing an injured player instantly running back to the huddle. When a player gets injured during the play, you'll see they go on the ground and stay on the ground until he's assisted off the field by the training staff. So that could have some new animations where the training staff is taking your injured player off the field. Hopefully you get more of an idea of what the injury is, because Madden injuries are just weird, man. Madden injuries are weird. And like, the injuries that happen, I'm not going to dive into it too much. We're pretty much at the end of this video. I don't want to bore you guys on injuries too much. But they're weird, and hopefully this means they improved it. So that is 23 important things to know about Madden 23 from all the information that was dropped today. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Hopefully I spent a decent amount of time on this and did a decent job on it. So if you guys enjoyed it, definitely let me know what you guys think in the comment section. And I'll catch you guys next time. Thank you, as always, for watching.